the mounting and dismounting of SKF bearings. This SKF training video is an introduction to rolling bearings. SKF manufactures a complete range of rolling bearing types to suit all applications, from tiny high-precision bearings for use in cameras and office equipment to very large spherical roller bearings for use in the most rugged and hostile environments. There are two basic families of rolling element bearings, those based on the ball of the rolling element and those based on the roller. Ball bearings have very small elliptical areas of contact with the raceway. This means they're limited in load carrying but have very low friction and smooth running characteristics. Roller bearings have much larger contact areas, which make them more suited to heavy loads and shock loads applications. The deep groove ball bearing is easily the most versatile and popular bearing. It can carry axial as well as radial loads, is suitable for a great range of light load and high-speed applications such as small electric motors, domestic appliances, light gearboxes, etc. Its cool running characteristics enable it to be sealed for life in many applications. The double-row self-aligning ball bearing has similar features with the added advantage that it can run dynamically misaligned. This makes it suitable for situations where the bearing housings may be out of alignment or the shaft may be deflecting under load. The angular contact ball bearing has the capability to carry combined radial and axial loads at high speeds and great precision. They must always be used opposed to one another in back-to-back or face-to-face configuration. The Y-bearing unit is based on the deep groove ball bearings with a sphered outer diameter that mates with a range of housings to give robust and simple units which have a static misalignment condition. The cylindrical roller bearing is capable of carrying high radial loads with great accuracy. It has many variants, most of which allow one ring to move axially in relation to the other. This makes it an ideal bearing for use when thermal growth of the shaft in precision applications has to be allowed for. The single-row taper roller bearing is an extremely rugged bearing that carries combined radial and axial loads in one direction only. Like the angular contact, this bearing must be used opposed in back-to-back or face-to-face configuration. The spherical roller bearing is the workhorse of the roller bearing family. Capable of carrying very high radial and axial loads in either direction, with the ability to accept both dynamic and static misalignment, it's found in all types of plant. The range of bearing widths and sections combined with taper bore as an option to facilitate the mounting and dismounting make this an extremely versatile bearing. The carb bearing is a unique bearing to SKF and has some remarkable properties. It has a single-row sphered raceway and rollers which allows for dynamic misalignment and high radial load capacity and has great freedom for axial movement within the bearing. Used as the non-locating bearing in arrangements that require large axial thermal movements in applications such as the drying cylinders on paper machines and support rollers on continuous casting machines. Rolling bearings are subject to enormous cyclic stresses as the rolling elements pass through the load zone. The L10 life is based on 10% of the bearings after carrying the catalogue dynamic load C for 1 million revolutions, showing some form of fatigue. The remaining 90% can average 5 times this basic life. Bearing arrangements usually require 2 bearings to adequately support the shaft axially and radially. Bearing rings must be correctly supported and prevented from creep or turning under load. It's necessary to provide a degree of radial clearance within the bearing to avoid preload. To achieve a satisfactory performance from the bearing, it's essential that the degree of clearance or interference between the bearing rings and their seatings is in accordance with the bearing manufacturer's and machine designer intentions. The correct lubrication is critical to the performance of the rolling bearing. Factors to take into account are the load, speed and type and size of bearing, the operation temperature and environment, and the sealing arrangements, ease of access and running periods of operation. The oil film in bearings is incredibly thin, between 1/10 of a micron to 1 micron, so any dirt or damage to the bearing surfaces will inevitably start breaking through the oil film. Most SKF rolling bearings are made from very high quality through hardened chrome carbon steel. They're manufactured to tolerances that are of the highest order. Raceways for shape and surface finish are measured to sub-micron level. Ball and roller sets are graded to within microns. The end product is one that, with reasonable care and attention at the installation stage, will outlast the unit it's fitted to.